All right. Well, I tried to go live and then all of a sudden it wouldn't go live and now it is live. So you guys got to let me know whether I'm live or not. I'm just curious. Very interesting. I don't see anybody out there yet, so I'll wait. Be sure to leave a comment when you do come in. I will give a few minutes for people to come in just so they can see that I'm live. Oh, somebody's on. I wanted to give a little bit of time so people can get in, get situated, know that I'm live, and pop right in whenever. Got some fun stuff to talk about, I think. Just depends. I don't know how that works. That's interesting. I'm learning some stuff about the chat itself. Oh, okay. It's kind of cool. Glad to see we have one person out there. How are you? I am getting situated. Let me see something. I said I wanted to check this before I got in here, but I got some time. I don't see it anyway. Okay. Hey, Richard. How are you, sir? Glad to see you. Now there is? Okay. Did it not have it before? Was it messed up? So, okay, because I know when I first came on tonight, it just kept spinning and spinning and spinning. It said going live, but it never would go live. So I went and did it again. Oh, okay, I got you. So maybe it was stuck on that. And as soon as I refreshed and started again, it worked this time. Thank you for showing up. Hopefully I'll get a few more people. I was going to wait, give it a couple minutes just to see if somebody else would come in, but I'll get started even if they don't, because I appreciate you. Oh, really? What'd you do? What did you end up doing? Did you just refresh the screen and then it worked okay? Just curious. I know it's funny because I know last night, I swear, I think when YouTube went out, it was out for 2 hours. I was like, oh my gosh, it was just crazy. So I was thinking that maybe we're having the same issues tonight, just a different day, just same issues, different day. So who knows? Yes, sir, you are welcome. And for my subscription and clicked live there, and then it was okay. Oh, okay, I got you. So you just had to switch over and you got it. Okay, cool. All right, well, we're almost 4 minutes in, so I guess I'll go ahead and start chatting. Really, this is interactive as always. I always like to socialize with everyone here. What I want to talk about though tonight is, and I've shot this out there to everybody all around. Google Plus obviously is leaving. Okay, here's the way I see it. Google Plus informed us that it has a rare disease and it has 10 months to live. That's my interpretation of Google Plus. Everybody said Google Plus is dead for years. I actually was on somebody's YouTube channel, somebody that I subscribe to that I like a lot. he was just like, oh my gosh, finally. He said, it's been dead forever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Went on and on and on. So, whatever. I mean, I think a lot of you that know me and a lot of our community members and things like that know how much I really, really love Google Plus. To me, it's the only truly social network that there is out there. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you, Miss Sheila. She says it's not a good place for her to come in. You're right. No, I know. But that's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about Google Plus being gone. There's a, and they might do something else, but I don't think they will. They don't need to. The thing is, they don't have to create a social network. And unless they get the backing and do it right from the get-go, then I don't think they should. Yeah, not dead. Trevor Beck, how are you, sir? He says, not dead, just weak on his knees. No, it's definitely, it is weak on his knees, but, like I said, it's got a terminal disease and ends in 10 months. That's the way I look at it. It's got 10 months to live, and that's it. So there is going to be the factor that it is going to be a product in G Suite. Who knows what that'll be like, though, Trevor? I mean, it may be just to keep around communities for like intranets. And I don't know that you'll have the social aspect where you can go from one G Suite customer to another G Suite customer and that kind of stuff. Have no idea how all that's going to work, or if that's even the case. It may be all an internal thing. If that's the case, that's really not a social network at all. Probably not internal. Is that what you're thinking? Well, yeah, it's gone for consumers exactly, but you're saying for Fireside Chat doesn't work, but the YouTube does. Okay, well, thank you for letting me know that. I don't know why it doesn't, but I will have to look into that and see what's up with that. So anybody that comes to my YouTube definitely can see that they can come watch, etc. Thank you guys for coming and joining. That's awesome. I appreciate that. I think that's the same link, though, that I had on the when I put it in originally. Let me see if it is. I don't know if it is or not. Just a quick glance just to make sure. Yeah, I don't know. I can do this, though. Let me put this here. And I will put this in here just to see if anybody needs to click the link and come in that way. They can. Now they'll be able to. So there we go. Oh, good. Sheila got it through the email notice. Well, good. That's good. That's probably because you're subscribed to me. So that's good. No problema. There you go. I like that. And hello, Keenan. How are you? He says, hey, Michael. He's all about vehicles. Just anybody that didn't know who Keenan is. But with Google Plus, I'm real curious if anybody really used it that much, or, hopefully somebody comes back and watches this and sees this and says, we really used it for this, or not that much, or that kind of thing. I know it, it didn't really help people SEO wise. So a lot of people, got away from it and did that kind of stuff. I wonder if, I really enjoyed it. It was one of the first things. It's always the first thing I popped up, and it still is. It will be till it's gone. But it's the first thing, the window I popped up and went and looked at all the communities that I had. And if there's any notifications in those communities, I went and looked at those kind of things. I don't know. I love the environment and the way it's set up. And to me, it was a very organized way. And people that know me know that I'm pretty organized. So I love how organized it was for that. And like I said, to me, it was the most social network. Anybody that's in here right now, I never would have met you had it not been for Google Plus and the people on Google Plus and YouTube for the most part. So YouTube's getting to be that way, but YouTube, to me, somebody said, well, you have community in YouTube. To me, you don't have community. What you have is one to many. So you have one person that has a channel, and then you have a community of people that all socialize with that one thing. But it's not many to many. Whereas that's what this Google Plus gives you and that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm sad to see it go. It'll be real interesting to see. Well, hey, Ross, she says, hey, huge hello from South Australia. Dull and damp day, and it's middle of the spring. There you go. That's right. Your spring is our fall. You're complete opposite of us. That's right. I always forget that. But that's very interesting, too, since you're south of the equator, I guess. So that's my thoughts and feelings on that. I know that if you are a Google Plus person, I know I'm real curious what any thoughts of what you guys are thinking about doing or what you would do or want to do. I know we were on today in the user-to-user community, which I started with Andrew, 3-4 years ago now. We started that community to have users help users being on screen and all that kind of stuff, a place where you could practice. And we really built a community that way. And it's really pretty awesome, actually, because it's a place to socialize, leave stuff, and people that like things. That's what I like about communities, is that it gives you the opportunity to, if you're a photographer, you have a photographer community. You need that kind of environment. I know that other programs have groups and things like that do that kind of thing. I'm not a fan of that at all, just because I can't search. I can't do any of those kind of things. That's why I don't like that other. And to me, it's not social. There's no social about it, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. I've been in Hangouts with most of you because of Google Plus and Hangouts. So that's why I think that Google Plus was a key point and a key part to that kind of thing. Today, we were in user-to-user, and we were testing out MeWe. I think that's what it is, MEWE, MeWe. And I really like it. I love the look. It looks clean. It doesn't have all the ads. It doesn't have the obtrusiveness of Facebook. And I like that in your stream, you get every post from the people that you follow, every post, not the ones that someone algorithmically checks and changes. And I'm not pushing Wemo on anybody or anything like that. So let me just check on some comments here. Can't stay long. Okay, no problem. I would have met you a lot without the G Plus either, but tools are useful for times they say, yeah, I agree with that. We'll be finding the next tool that serves us all as a community, and hopefully keep in touch on that. Yeah, I agree with that. MeWe looks pretty good and looks like it could be, for the most part, to have a community. Yeah, I think so. Communities allows tribes of interest to form and grow. So we went to communities rather than in our stream. That's exactly what I like. That's what I love about Google Plus, Ms. Sheila. That's the biggest thing, is if I have a photography community, I can go there. If I have a fantasy football community, I can go there. I don't have to have everybody seeing the same thing in my stream all the time. I don't have to just put it out there for everybody. If I have a game show, I can just go to that community, people that want to see it and want to be a part of it. And occasionally put something out there to let people know that there is a community like that. That's exactly the way I use Google Plus, and I love that. The other thing is really kind of cool is actually collections I learned to like, but I really didn't. I haven't never went afterward. I like the idea that you could post a collection out there, and a collection would show up, and it would be geared similar to the communities, but it was more of almost like a blog. It was like a blogger within Google Plus. But if I didn't like that, or let's say I had a friend who, at first they send you everything. If I have a collection, and Sheila, you and I are friends, they send every collection of mine to you. But if you don't want to follow my cat video or whatever, you could stop following that part of it. But you could still watch my Space One and whatever. I mean, if I was a Star Trek fan, or if I was a photographer, or if I was, whatever, you could follow the ones you want. I love that concept. The concept is really, really good because it's things you like, or if let's say it was a help page or a Google Plus or, whatever it was, you could follow the certain things that you want. So Ross, I'll see you. Thank you for coming. There you go. She says she has confusion with Facebook, yet that is where the tribe in here is in Aussie land. No, I get that. I totally get that. And the collection thing, didn't get that hang of it. No, I understand that. She's got to go, and I understand. We'll see you. And you can't screen share in but you can put a link to a video on YouTube and post it for all to see. Well, when you say screen share, you can't screen share on Google Plus either, but you could take a picture of a screen and then post it in there. I think you can put an image in there if I'm not mistaken, right? I think you can put video, image, file, any file, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know that. I'm not sure of that. Because I don't know that you could do that in Google Plus either. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're saying there, so I have to say. Yeah, we can't be over 500 megabytes. I'm not sure what you're saying there on 500 megabytes either. Maybe the size of it or something, the size of the file. I mean, YouTube videos are. Maybe that's what you're saying as far as sharing that file or something. That's possible. Okay. Well, nevertheless, I still think that there could be a useful. I mean, if you send a Google Drive file anyway and shared it with people could all see it. So, I mean, there's ways to get around things like that, or PDF file for that matter, or anything. And if your memory fills up or whatever, if you can only do so much at a time, then you could always, I don't know. That's a whole different thing. So like I said, I didn't want to get into a chat about that, but I'm sure there's going to be restrictions and limitations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I think it gives an option out there that's kind of cool. I think that'd be neat. And I think that some things will be coming in the pipeline. I'm sure there'll be something like, I believe they're coming out with video chat, but that will probably be a charged thing. And they've actually said that there's going to be ways for them to charge and see if people want to pay. Will pay, so they got to make some kind of money off of it. I get it, but I love the fact that it doesn't have ads. That's talking about that MeWe product or whatever. But anyway, what are you guys going to do when Google Plus leaves? Those of you that use it, I wonder where you're going to go. What would you put down in the comments? Where you think you would go, or what would be a social network that you would want to use, follow, etc. Be nice to see. Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. That is one thing that's nice about Zoom and having Zoom accounts. You can do that kind of stuff with our meetings and get-togethers and things like that. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, just so we can see some new magic tool. I agree, Trevor. That'd be awesome to find something. Or if I was wealthy enough to start creating one and started doing it myself. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, family, go to Facebook, Richard says. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to do those. I may even send my family, say, look, here's where I am. I'm over on MeWe or whatever. And they follow me. They follow me to Allo. The only ones that use it is my family. We all send Allo messages because it's fun. We have the best time, and Google Assistant is built in. It's the best thing, even though Allo is probably going to be deprecated as well from the looks of it. I know they stopped all development on it. So, yeah, we got 10 months to figure it out. That's right, Miss Sheila. A shared Google Doc. That's right. A shared Google Doc gives you that, where you can share and comment all in the same place. The problem is who do you share it with? Where do you share it? How do you have to have that? The Google Plus kind of gave us an environment of a secure environment. Maybe not so secure after their little break or whatever that they had, but I don't know. I just think that I like it because, to me, Google Plus gave you that social and, to me, secure feeling. I don't know. It's going to be tough. Be tough to see. I'm going to talk about a couple other things. You guys can keep talking about this. Talk about whatever you want. This is for you guys. Okay. So I'm out there for you guys. The other thing I wanted to mention is Google Photos announced live album. I want to get your opinion on this and what you thought on this. Live album. What that means is right now they have albums. Google Photo has albums now. You can share an album with somebody, but what's cool about it is with live albums, you can turn it into a live album. So anytime okay, let me give you an example. So for example, I have me, my wife, my granddaughter, my son and his wife, all on the same shared album. I want to turn that into a live album. I turn it into a live album. So any picture that any one of us takes and put it in our Google Photos, it would show up in this live album because I chose the pictures of us 5 people. I included those 5 people in there. So it would be a live album. Anytime that a photo comes in my regular photos, if I have it set that way as a public photo, which most of them, that's what the way they come in anyway, it would automatically go into that album. So everybody would get an immediate photo of that person. I like it and I don't like it. Okay, there are limitations. You can only have 10,000 pictures. Well, I don't even think I have 10,000 pictures at all. If you hold down on the button, it takes like multiple pictures. And a lot of times in Google Photos, it'll pick out the best one and put it there out of those 10 photos. Whereas I think in this album, it would take all of them. I'm not sure of that. I don't know the answer to that. But so Google Photos has come out with this live album. I think it's a neat concept and a neat idea. I'm not sure how much I'll use it, though. Don't know. Just get your thoughts on that. See what you guys thought about that, because it's a new thing that they have out. The other thing, the Pixel 3 Hub and Slate have all come out. Real curious what your thoughts are on the Pixel 3. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up, whoever is out there giving the thumbs up. Real curious what your thoughts are on the Pixel 3. To me, there's not much of a jump from Pixel 2, or maybe there is. I mean, they talk about some really cool stuff, but it's all software integrated inside and things like that. I don't know. I saw a great review from my good friend Scott Peachy. He was did a thing on talking about how Pixel 2 actually is the best phone out there. One, because now the price will be reduced, so you don't have to spend $1,000 or whatever if you want to get the big fancy one. Miss Sheila says, I think a live album would be a mess. I'd lose control. Yeah. In an album, though, that you're sharing photos of these particular people, that might be a cool thing, though. I understand what you're saying about control, but it's all organized by date. It's all in there by just those people. So I don't know how much control you would have to have over it, but it'd be a cool place to go look. Hey, listen, let me go to my, whatever, family album, that kind of thing. I don't know. That's why I was getting y'all's opinion. Richard says Pixel 3 costs too much for me to afford it. I'll have to keep with the cheap one I have already, and it does pretty good. No, I totally get that. I saw Peachy's review too. This is what Miss Sheila says. Was I surprised? He likes Pixel 2. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I get it. One, like I said, the price is cheaper now if you go and get a Pixel 2, because they always make the price lower once the newest one comes out. You don't have to deal with the notch. You don't have to, and I know people make something big about something doesn't need to be made big about, but it doesn't have it on the Pixel 2, so you got that. I can't see there's enough things to add on there. I'm really trying to justify. I have the Pixel XL, the original one, and I'm really trying to justify. Pixel 2 came out, had some issues. Pixel 3 came out. I haven't heard of any issues except for a notch and all this kind of stuff. But I just can't see, I don't know, justifying that much money to go out on something like that. I don't know. I don't know how to say it other than that. I mean, it's just, I love the idea of the awesome video and the awesome photos and things like that. But I think I have that pretty darn good with the Pixel XL. I really do. I really believe I have that. So that's my thoughts on that. A question I was going to ask everybody. This is my, I have it down on a note. That's why I want to say. Miss Sheila says, there will be issues on the Pixel 3. There always is. Do I want the new one? Yes, I hear you. My phone has no notch and bezels. Top and bottom are very small. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I understand all these different things. I mean, I don't know. I'm grateful that they have the hardware, that they're trying to produce the hardware to make it so good. But anyway, to my last question, or the question that I wanted to ask tonight, what app or product would you be so upset if they got rid of? And I'm talking about Google Plus. I think I know Richard's answer because he's told me many a times. But I think if, because they do, I mean, they have the right, they can do this, get rid of a program just like they're doing with Google Plus. Mark Barris, I know if he's rewatching this, I know we talked about this the other day. He was in chatting with me for a long time. That was kind of a fun conversation. And I agree with him on this one is Google Keep. I use Google Keep tonight. That's where I keep my notes for this show. So I went on there just now. If they got rid of Keep, I'd be really upset about that just because it integrates with everything else. It works with Drive. It works with Calendar. It works with Gmail, all those things I can pull up. So that would be a tough one for me to lose. I don't think they would get rid of Gmail just because so many people that use it and it's, constantly on. Google Drive, yes, Miss Sheila. Drive, I'd be really upset with. Again, I don't think they would get rid of it, but who knows? You don't ever know. But I think like kind of an extra app like Google Keep would be one if they got rid of, I'd be really upset with. I just use it so much for everything. I take dictated notes. I take voice notes. I take written notes. I make checklists. I do all kinds of stuff with Google Keep. So that would be a really tough one for me to lose, I think. And I also take pictures. I take pictures of like the back of our router with the Wi-Fi password, so I have it. I take pictures of the back of my TV. When we got a new TV, I took pictures of it because it transcribed all of the serial number, everything. So I have all of that stuff. I don't know. I just think even taking like verbal notes, taking phone numbers and names and stuff like that. When we do it at work, we use it all. I use it all the time for that. So. Yeah, the only problem with Evernote, Richard says Evernote is a replacement for Keep, but I really like Keep. I actually think Keep is a replacement for Evernote. No, you're right. There is something out there. I understand what you're saying, but there's so much that it can do with reminders tied to your calendar. I can set a reminder right there in Google Keep, and it's across the board with my calendar and stuff. There's just things that Evernote can't do. I mean, I get what you're saying. There are other solutions out there, no doubt. But I just think that Keep, with its integration and ease of use and organizing and color coding, with all that kind of stuff, I just love it. I have it really organized and set up. So that would be a tough one for me to lose for sure. I'll be honest with you, I actually kind of like Hangouts too. Hangouts would be tough if they finally got rid of Hangouts. I would be upset with that one. The only reason I say that is because Hangouts, everybody knows they can get me on Hangouts. If my phone's not near me, it's being charged right now, I can get a Hangout message right here on my computer. So I can get it from my device to here. It's almost like I wish SMS was still with Hangouts. And I think for Google Voice customers, it is. That to me would be one that, I don't know, that's going to be tough. And then, okay, Miss Sheila says, okay, my question to you, when Google Plus okay, hold on, let me start over. When people leave Google Plus, will they leave the other apps too? I mean, I'm not sure what apps you're talking about. I don't think people will leave Hangouts. I don't think there's no reason to leave the other apps. It's just the social part of it. I mean, be more specific. I mean, there's no reason to get rid of Photos or Keep or any of this other stuff because they're not tied to Google Plus. They're tied to their own thing, that way. And Hangouts, since they pushed that out, Photos, they pushed that out. So they got it out of Google Plus. And YouTube, remember how the comments in YouTube, everything went from Google Plus to YouTube. They got rid of that, separated those real quick when everybody screamed about that. So not exactly sure what you mean, but no, I don't think people will leave. I mean, my opinion, I won't. There's no way I would leave any of those apps that I absolutely love and enjoy. And I use those separate from Google Plus anyway. Richard says, I like the shopping list that can be shared with a spouse or other person, and either can see any changes that anyone makes. Absolutely. And I can tell you this from the Tinkering with Tech, Heather and I being in the same show, the Tinkering with Tech, we have a list where we can share ideas back and forth. It's great for that. Anything collaborative, it's just fantastic. Or I've actually shared that with people. Somebody I needed help with a video or how to set up a Hangout. I had it step by step, a checklist that I made for them in Google Keep and shared it with them. And then they had it where they could do that. And then I could just copy that whole thing to another person, just take that person out. I mean, it is awesome. I love the things you can do. It's amazing. So Sheila says, so you think the general public will remain loyal to Google? Well, I mean, when you say, I don't know how loyal people are now to Google. I mean, I think Google Drive, I would stay loyal to that, whether they get rid of a service or something. I think with people, when you lose a big thing like Google Plus, or you lose Picasa, something that was huge. A lot of people love Picasa. They did have a replacement for it with Photos, which I think is actually better, my opinion. I know a lot of people love Picasa. Don't take that wrong. But I think that loyalty to a program, you can only, I was a loyal Excel spreadsheet person till Google Sheets came along and made it easier and collaborative. So that's all. That's not all we use. I still use Excel spreadsheets. And most companies still do, but it's interchangeable now. I like the fact of having two options personally. So to say that, my loyalty is with Google as far as those things go, but if they drop them, then I have to be looking for something else, just like I am with this Google Plus, or anybody is with Google Plus. So remain loyal to Google is a tough one. And it's hard to do because they have the right. With all this free stuff that they have out there, they can say, hey, look, we're done with this or whatever. I think if YouTube went away, that would be awful. That would be awful to me. I would not like that. I could never see them closing that down, but just apps like that or programs like that, I just don't see how people could do that. So that's my opinion on those. Okay, Richard says on my phone I get 100 gigabytes of Google One, which is Google Drive included with my phone provider, Metro PCS. Yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, that's excellent. That's exactly what you want to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? And to have. And I think that that's another one of my big decisions. When I got the Pixel XL phone, I want to make sure I had 128 gigabytes of space, just so it wouldn't become an issue. So whatever I do, I always want to get the biggest and best, because I want to make it last for a couple of years. It's the reason I did that with my computer. I got the fastest computer I could at the time, so maybe it'll last 4 years or so. But as far as getting rid of any of these things, Google Plus, I probably would have, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said Google Plus. I'd be really upset about that. And I know a long time ago, people were saying that ongoing, hey, Google Plus is dead and all this kind of stuff. I was in fear of it leaving then, because we use it at our company as an intranet, which is very convenient, I have to say. It's just very readable, very usable on mobile, all those kind of things. So, yeah, that's a good point, Richard. 5 gigabytes of hotspot. Yeah, that's a very convenient thing too. With, Wi-Fi problems and issues that have come about and things like that. So that's always good to have a good hotspot thing too. One thing I really enjoy too is, oops, there's my dogs. My dogs are going crazy. I knew they would. It's probably because my wife's home, possibly, but yep, that's exactly what it is. Yep. Anyway, there she comes. All right. I am live right now, just so you know. All right. So anyway, does anybody else have anything that they wanted to bring up or say? Or, I mean, that's the things I wanted to talk about tonight, because I think those are important things, and things that have happened in the last week that I felt like we should bring up and talk about. Anybody else have anything or ideas of what they want to talk about, or anything that you have seen? Let's see. Lolan. Hey, Lolan. She says, still uncertain what G Suite will provide. Yeah. You know what? I don't know that it'll be much more than what they have right now, because I don't think they're going to I don't know. Nobody knows. But I don't see them going and adding a whole bunch of extra stuff and everything. I think it'll be what it is. So whatever you're able to do now in G Suite, they'll do the same thing that they're doing now. That's my opinion. Richard says, I haven't searched groups in MeWe, but maybe some will move to that and make their group there. That's possible. Yeah. Or community. Yeah. I'm not sure how any of that's going to work, or how that will sit. Miss Sheila says, I agree, Lolan. Don't know that G Suite is for me. The thing is, because I said this in a chat, somebody was mentioning, we were talking, I think it was Oleg, who was in User to User one day, and he said, why don't they reach out to their Google Plus members and say, look, we'll pay for it, that kind of thing. And that's because we had a conversation, and I said, Google Plus, to me, it's not a moneymaker, because they won't put ads in there. They just won't do that, because then it becomes just like Facebook. So they don't do that. And, he made the point, why don't they just charge for it? And I said to him, this is kind of in a blatant way, I said, they are. They're making you they're forcing you to G Suite. And you pay for G Suite. So in essence, that's exactly what they're doing. But nobody's looking at it that way. They want it to stick around as is. And my thing is, I think that that's just their way of, and it's just an opinion. It doesn't mean that that's the way it is or anything like that, but that's just the way I presented it and said, they are. That's what they're doing. And that's how they're doing it, to get their money out of it. Richard says G Suite is okay for people with a business, but it's not really for those who don't have a business. Well, yeah, I agree with you to a certain extent, depending on how much collaboration and socialization that you have with it. I don't know. I mean, it is a way for, here's what I like about it. Here's some things I like about it. Security. G Suite, they're going to focus on business security. So security is huge. So that actually, I think, is an important part. The other thing is I don't know how the business side of it really will be, will be affected by that. I don't know if it really became really social, because you don't really want your. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because so many businesses now are on social networks and doing their business from social networks and feeling like that's the way that they're edge in to certain things. So I don't know. I don't know how that'll all work or how that'll play off. Miss Sheila says, I think you're right about paying for it. G Suite. Lolan says G Suite doesn't work if nobody you know is there. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And the thing is right now they can go on Facebook for free, Twitter free. G Suite they have to pay for. They're not going to come on there. So it won't become a social thing. It'll become a social thing for people like us who are on Google Plus who like it and enjoy it. So the thing is that you have to look at it that way. I mean, people just aren't going to pay to be on a social network like that. I don't think. I mean, that's just not the way they're designed. So I totally get where y'all are coming from. But for them, it's just a headache that I don't think that they feel like enough people are participating. And so I think that's why they're just letting it go. Yeah, no, I agree with that. She said $5 will not break the bank. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I mean, if you want a good quality social network where you have a bunch of other features, yeah, it's a cool environment. But a lot of people won't do that. They just won't. I mean, I'm just saying, not when they can go and set up a group in Facebook or this new one, MeWe or whatever. They go in there and they can just, they just comment because they can, and their friends are there and they can find people and, all that kind of stuff. That's what they're going to do. Whereas G Suite, where it's paid for, that's not what they're going to do. They're not going to pay. Oh, I'm not going to pay for that just so I can go over there just to be able, to socialize with somebody. That's not going to happen. You're not going to see your friends from high school or anything like that. So that's the downside, I guess, of what they're doing there. Well, hey there. I got a friend on live streaming with me. Hey there, monkey. Hey there. Anybody else got anything else? We're at about the 45-minute mark. I'm going to start wrapping this up. I wanted to just talk about those things. In a week's time or 2 weeks, I think it is. What is today? I don't even know the date today. It's the 17th, the 31st. Actually, that Monday before that, which I think is the 29th, I would guess. Yeah, because I think Halloween is Wednesday. I will be going for the Product Expert Summit, the Google Product Expert Summit coming up. Going to Google their brand new complex. They're having us there where we can go and meet all kinds of people from around the world. So that's going to be a great time. I will do a live stream from there. So you guys can follow me on live. So you'll be able to see that. I'll probably, some of the people that have been on the show, I'll bring them in. Okay. See you, Zara. Thanks for coming by. But I'll have some of them on. I'll ask them a few questions, see what they think and what's of some of the stuff and the whole. We're known as, we used to be top contributors. We're now product experts. So we'll talk about that kind of stuff and see what that's all about. So that'll be fun. Oh, Sheila asked me a question. She says, "What do you think about TCs now product experts?" It's fine, whatever. I mean, to me, okay, so there's levels, okay? Like you used to be a rising star, then you were a top contributor, then you could become a mentor or a uh, platinum top contributor. Now it's all they did with the Olympics. They just went with bronze, silver, gold, and then diamond is like supposedly like the mentorship. I don't know exactly how it's all lined up and set up, and I don't think they are quite yet. But I know that there's bronze, silver, and gold, which is fine. Um, my biggest thing is that a top contributor, nobody really knew what that meant. For one thing, yeah, they contributed and you were at the top, I guess. I don't know. Rising star, some people didn't really know what that means. Okay, so you're not a star yet, but you're a rising star. So all of their stuff, I don't know. I don't know how any of that was. But anyway, like, I guess if people want to become this, it's maybe because they already have the understanding of the Olympics and the way the medals all work and see that it's each level to each one. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, am I an expert? I might be a product expert answering a question in a different forum than, like, I know Hangouts, and I mean, I've been in Hangouts for a long time. I answer a lot of questions in Hangout, and you'll see a lot of posts in there from me in the Hangouts forum. I would consider myself an expert. But if I go over and answer a couple questions in Google Photos, it'll still give me the badge of an expert. I don't really feel like I'm an expert over there, but I was able to answer questions. To me, I just want to help people. I mean, that's all I get in there. That's the whole reason I got into it in the first place. Status, as far as all the different levels and stuff, whatever. And what does it mean to you if you were to go over into a forum where here's a Google Help forum, and you went in there and you said, this guy's a product expert? What does that mean? What does that mean to you? I don't know. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn both ways. Lowland says, wonder when Google will make payment with mandatory for mail and Drive and etc. Well, Drive, they kind of do. They give you a bunch of free stuff now, but if you want more, if you want like a terabyte or whatever, they charge you for it, which I think that they're already doing it as far as that goes. Gmail, I don't think they'll ever do, because all these other ones, I mean, even way back, AOL, Yahoo, all these different mail services out there don't charge a thing. They don't charge a thing for that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Miss Sheila says, I'm torn too. I like TC. Yeah, TC sounds pretty cool because of PE. Sounds like physical education or something like that. That's what PE was for me forever. Growing up, we were in PE class, right? So yeah, I don't know as far as acronyms go. But I don't care either way. I don't mind. I just want to get in there and help people. I hear a lot of people over there. Oh man, the bronze is too close to the platinum, and the whatever, and the silver and platinum look the same. And they were going through all this kind of stuff. And I was like, you know what? How many people really go over there and look at that? Just put a star down there. Who cares? That just means you're something. That's the way I look at it. So I don't make. It's kind of like the notch on the Pixel 3. Everybody making a fuss about that. It is what it is. It's there. It's not like you can change it. I mean, you can fuss about it. Maybe they'll change it in the next remake or whatever. But my goodness, we find things to complain about sometimes. I think we just go a little overboard with stuff like that. But I don't know. Whatever. Folks, I'm going to call it a night. Unless you guys have another question for me. Appreciate you asking me a couple of those, Ms. Sheila. I appreciate you giving me that input. And Lowland, thanks for your participation. And anybody else that came on, anybody that watches this later, Richard, I know you added some input, and Ross, Zara, you guys all put some comments in there. I appreciate that. And Trevor was in earlier. Nice. If you guys have any comments afterwards, be sure to put them in the comments, and I will get back to this, or anybody that rewatches this, let me know, and I will respond to you in the comments. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. We're at the 50-minute mark, so I'm going to call it an evening. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you folks. Let me...
The hamburger
Thank
turned
you.
brown.
Thank you, Sheila. I will. I'll tell Sherry you said hello. She said hello back. See you guys.